Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to another Total War Rise of Mordor online battle. In today's engagement we have this epic custom map that has been put up over on the workshop. I'll also go ahead and point out that the Rise of Mordor mod in general has now been taken off of Steam on the request of Creative Assembly. However, you can still play the mod over on the Total War moddb page that I'll link down below in the description. So yeah, do not fret if you've suddenly seen this mod disappear. It is still available. It's just that they had to take it off of the Steam workshop, I assume due to copyright issues, which is really unfortunate, and it's going to hurt the mod, and it does suck. However, it is still readily available over on the moddb page, which, as I said, I'll make sure to link down below in the description. So yes, we are on this awesome custom map that was made by Lorwat. I also believe that he is also playing in this battle as well, so it's going to be pretty cool. I appreciate him sending in this replay, and this custom map looks really awesome. It's quite simple and quaint, however it gets the job done. Not every map has to be a labyrinth of thousands of walls and passages. This is just a really nice custom map battle, and it's going to hopefully create a really cool environment. So we have the forces of Isengard who have completely enveloped the encampment or the outpost, and the Gondorians are scattered, ready to defend every single river crossing into the position. It also looks very cool as well with the Gondorian soldiers, the poppies, and the walls back there as well. We even have the archers who are overlooking this position, helping out and volleying in to the Uruk-hai who are advancing over on the bridge itself. So yeah, this should be a very exciting battle. There's something along the lines of like 13,000 men in the battle. We also have the artillery pieces. Oh my god, that artillery shot fell extremely short. They're going to destroy their own wall there with the artillery. So yeah, the map itself, you have this outer wall with a few barracks scattered up, and then we have these internal emplacements for the trebuchets, which are obviously used to protect each of the river crossings. There are, I believe, 4 river crossings, so we have one on either side, one of each corner of the fortress, and then the 2 bridges. I like to think normally that the bridge crossings are the only way in. However, due to the fact that, maybe the tide hasn't come in correctly, is going to allow the Uruk-hai to use them and assault the fortress from more angles. And they're doing exactly that. Their crossbowmen have already destroyed the Pelasgian Marines, which is actually really surprising. It's because they're being shot from both sides. This is a nice move here by the attackers to go ahead and move in from 2 different directions, hit these guys in the back, and as you can see, they kind of slaughtered them really effectively. However, these Marines have come back, these Gondorian Marines, so maybe it's a good idea to throw them back inside the city, and that is exactly what's happening. They're being brought back out of missile range. You need to be really careful, though, because again, these archers can quickly just go ahead and focus down these spearmen who are currently guarding this position. It's going to be probably quite a heavy skirmish phase as the attackers look to loosen up the defenders. There's also the sappers here again as well. It does seem like these artillery towers are insane. Or at least these fort towers. They're shooting like ballista bolts. Maybe they need to for any chance for Gondorians to hold. More infantry being brought up. We're getting fighting elsewhere. No, it's mainly just kind of harassment and skirmishing. We do also have a few like siege towers scattered throughout the battlefield, which are going to be brought up when the outer walls have been taken. I think over here, though, for a long time, these really elite Prince Coat Guards are going to be able to hold. They're very effective at keeping the enemy at bay. And we've also got a unit of these infantry. I think it's the Ringlow. No, it's the Pineth Galil Spearmen. They're going to be more than enough to repel them, and it's exactly what they have done. Sent the kind of initial Uruk-hai assault back to whence it came. By the looks of it, this like kind of fortress, it's not going to be about these bridges. These bridges are going to be extremely secure. It's going to be about these side points and trying to defend these as much as possible. We do actually have a unit of Uruk-hai being charged through with this gap, and this gap was created due to the fact that the infantry wanted to get out of the range of the missiles. Oh no, don't stop. Pierce your way through that gap. I mean, maybe actually, that's actually a good point. Maybe they don't want to charge through because they're just going to get enveloped. So maybe this is a bit of a trap here by the Gondorians, and I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to kind of trap off this formation. Because all they need to do is really hold them in place, and then the archers will do the rest. Having them archers up there are going to be extremely deadly. And here we go, a bit of sword fighting popping off right now as the Uruk-hai try and just break through these guys. And I can't imagine they're going to have a particularly hard job. These swordsmen are fairly well trained, but they're not as strong as, say, the Uruk-hai. Very nice back and forth going off right now. The fact that the Gondorians already have this archer fire up here is just going to be so good for them. Really, really useful to have these Gondorian archers just posing in and again repelling the next assault on the bridge. The bridges are going to be so difficult to break through. They really, really are. But it seems that they're getting pretty nice successful assaults over on this other side. There's just not enough infantry. And this is what I love about good attackers. The good attackers will attack in every single position, even if necessarily they're not planning on breaking through in every position. Because as we've seen in a lot of these siege battles recently, all it takes is for one breach point to happen, and then that breach point goes and supports the other assaults and makes them a lot easier. So all it really comes down to is kind of making sure you're attacking everywhere, so they have to commit men there and, you know, kind of stretch out their defense. Oh my god, that dude right there is going deep. He started off right in front of our camera and he's just diving in. Now he is completely surrounded. This pool, he managed to kill someone. How did he kill anyone? Considering he's completely enveloped right now. That is insane. I mean, I imagine his time is gonna... Yeah, there you go. He finally goes down. The archer fire, though, coming in from the battlements, volleying down. I wonder how much ammunition they will be given. And it also seems like the spearmen are really struggling here as well. More infantry actually being brought out of the gate. Yeah, these guys are rushing. Look how awesome that looks. They're like, to the gate, quickly. I assume they didn't expect these Pelagonier spearmen to break as easily as they are. And these guys are quickly going to form themselves up and to reinforce this bridge, because losing the bridges are like the most important one, because at least these side positions, it takes a while to get men across this river, but the bridge is easy access into the fortress, and they really don't want to see that being going down. Again, if we take a little zoom out of the battlefield, you can see that 3 out of the 4 river crossings are being taken care of. The bridges are also being fought over. Seems like they're definitely delaying this assault force, which, again, is not a bad idea. As long as you have a presence here, it's going to keep the enemy here. It also seems like they've got a much stronger army over on this other side of the river rather than up here. Yeah, there's only a handful of infantry, whereas up here we have a lot more swordsmen, pikemen, and missiles. So this is going to be where they try and break through. And there we have it. The bridge has been taken care of. Almost been taken care of. I mean, these halberds are going to be so effective. But the thing is, bringing these halberds out here is going to bring them into missile range, allowing the archers to have free reign at killing them. And that's what kind of, I assume, these sappers are here for. Yeah, you can see all the missile fire is simply focusing them down. However, they are engaging against a unit of White Hand Stormers, and these guys are very good, probably the strongest infantry they have at their disposal. But there we have it, the bridge has been taken, and this is huge. If I was the Uruk-hai right now, I would get everything across this bridge so you could help out in your other assaults. We're seeing plenty of other infantry as well being engaged upon. The Gondorians are holding here, but the thing is, if the Gondorians stay here, then they're going to get charged by both sides as more and more infantry comes flying over that. Swordsman over here fiercely fighting. We do have a unit of the Marines being brought over to the fight, and I assume they're going to be here to reinforce the battle itself. Also, something I think I mentioned at the beginning of the battle as well, there is actually a handful of horses out here. I assume this is going to be reinforcements coming in to save the Gondorians when the time calls upon it. So we have 3 units of normal Gondorian knights and a unit of fairly elite Knights of the Silver Swan. Very strong cavalry, and again, I love the headpiece of that. I mean, just look at that. It's just amazing. It's the same for the helmets as well. Look at the detail on that helmet with the swan carved into it. It's just amazing. It really is. But right now, the Gondorians are putting up an extremely strong fight. I'm a little bit sad to see no artillery being brought to this battle, if I'm honest. I would love to have seen a breach being created in this back wall or something, so when they do finally break forward, they can go and assault that. Over on the other side of the bridge as well, we do have some of the Berserkers charging in. These Berserkers will probably be doing quite a good job against the Gondorians, honestly. However, as you can see, the arrow fire is being trained on them from the defenders up there. Yeah, 2 units of archers simply trying to take these guys out. Does not surprise me in the slightest. No, the Berserkers, though, have done a good job at taking them out. There's 75 of them in the unit. Holy crap, that's very scary. These Gondorians quickly forming up a shield wall as well by the gate. And this archer fire should be enough to kill these guys, but it seems like the Berserkers maybe have good missile resistance. We've got a siege towers being brought up, but I assume the siege towers are here just to simply take care of this. And being brought into the city. They need to actually take the outer battlements first before anything else. And over on this side, we can see a lot more infantry being thrown into the fight. The javelins as well, going to be focusing down these pikemen. And the archer fire again, causing a lot of damage. However, the archer fire, the archer ammunition is actually running out. This unit only has a handful of shots left. This one only has a handful. They still have one fresh unit, but I think that's, yeah, very, very little ammunition left on a large portion of these missiles, which is going to help the Uruk-hai so much. But it's still very much a back and forth right now. Is that the Uruks? No, the Uruks are still alive. The Uruks have managed to rout again. Yeah, these Pinafgana Marines, sorry, I'm butchering that for like the 4th time. These guys aren't that great. They're okay, but once they're not like supported and having infantry behind them and stuff to encourage them, they really, really can struggle in these battles. Especially when they're being focused by missile fire. They just can't really handle the amount of fighting. That's a pretty nice move here by the Uruk-hai as well to bring archers to shoot into the back of these Gondorians as they are formed up. With a small little push down here as well. Quite aggressive by the Gondorians, but not a bad move when I guess you've got a lot of support from the walls themselves. I'm also really impressed by the archers as well. The fact that this many archers have got up here is pretty goddamn crazy. The Uruk-hai are funneling through forward infantry now, looking to help support every bit of these engagements. Indeed, a nice little charge right there onto the Marines. I love the look of the Marines as well. Oh, that guy's like punching him down. Look at that. He's like beating the crap out of that Uruk. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. That is such a sick kill animation. We're using, I think, the Path to Glory submod, which adds in a bunch more kill animations like that. That was dope, though. I was not expecting that animation. That was really, really cool. Seeing if we can see any more. I mean, this is a normal one. The Gondorians are charging in to help out their Marine buddy as well. That poor Uruk has managed to survive, but I can't imagine for much longer. Yeah, he's down now. Arrow in his shoulder as well. His guts sprawled out everywhere. Brutal stuff, man. Brutal stuff. But it seems like even after the hard fighting of the Gondorians, basically every position has been taken. Besides this bridge, they still kind of hold this bridge. But yeah, everyone's going to be falling back right now. And I think we're going to be seeing the kind of next stage of the battle itself. Especially as these battering rams. Battering rams? Is this a battering ram? I guess you could feasibly make it into a battering ram. Probably wouldn't be very effective, but you could. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going to have these towers out now. We've got some Hartfork axes up here. So these are great shock infantry. They can get stuck into shielded, heavy armored infantry and just do a lot of damage. Also, look at that as well. You can... Ooh, where? Where was there a breach point? Oh, breach point right here. I feel like this was down to the artillery inside the fort itself. Because, yeah, maybe it was the sappers. Oh, maybe it was the sappers who did that. Yeah, that could definitely be the case. Which is cool if that is the case, because I really hope the sappers are more effective against walls, because they seem to do nothing against infantry. But that's nice that there is a breach point now that the attackers can try and break their way into. They've also got some crossbowmen up here as well, even though the Aphelion Rangers are up on the walls, trying to probably to focus down these crossbows. But it's kind of cool that you do have crossbows going to be ranging inside the city. Maybe even taking out a few of these archers upon here. Come on, guys, give me a volley, please. As I say in many of my videos, this is the YouTuber curse right now. The archers will be firing away, and then as soon as you take a look at them, there we go, that was an awesome volley. As soon as you take a look at them, they just refuse to fire, and they just stay stationary there. These crossbows, I imagine, are looking for a better kind of position, but they're kind of struggling. More Gondorian archers as well, probably out of ammunition now, looking to reform and get themselves off of the city. It's really cool that there are breach points. I'd love to see more breach points. I would love to see if the modder who made this is watching, and he probably is because he sent in this battle, so he'd like to see what I think of it. I would love to see more siege escalation in these battles. Like, this is a dope type of map. More maps like this would be awesome. where you just kind of, it's very simple, but it just gets the job done. Not every map, as I said, has to be Helm's Deep or Minas Tirith. It's really nice to have these kind of smaller, more interesting maps, and it's not like this map is just bland. You've got all these river crossings and bridges. The stuff like this is really cool, but I'd love to see, you know, maybe derelict walls and, you know, barricades scattered around burning, and just like ideas that there have been like already previous battles, you know, for the walls, and this is kind of like the final assault coming in. I'm definitely one for siege escalation, for sure. And I'm also a big fan of modders who add in, like, villages and, like, basically just add like, life to the cities. I love the siege maps where you have, like, villages and farms outside of the city, so you can be like, oh, yeah, that's obviously where they get their grain and food from. You know, stuff like that, I think, adds so much to the battle. You know, like, obviously this is just an outpost, but again, it would be cool if there was maybe a dock somewhere, so, you know, they get their grain shipments coming in, or, you know, maybe there was, like, a village off in the distance. Stuff like that just, I think, adds a lot of flavor. Maybe it's just me being an absolute loser. Don't know. What do you guys think of that? Like, I think it's actually a really, really cool way of adding in a theme to the battle, almost, you know? More Aphelion Rangers. Again, these guys just have the perfect view on the back of all of these Uruks. I'm excited though to see these Uruks get themselves onto the wall, because as soon as they break their way onto the wall, I think it's going to be very, very bad for the Men of Gondor. The Men of Gondor, though, do have a nice little charge out here. We've got some spearmen who are engaging the siege towers, slung them up. Oh, and the Gondorian cavalry as well. Quickly get these pikes back here. I wonder if they've seen this cavalry. That looks dope as well. I've got a filter on at the moment. As you can see, that's what the battle normally does. It actually does look pretty good without it. But I just like having it on. I feel like it makes it feel a bit more cinematic. Let's actually just make it feel proper cinematic as well. Let's do that. And then jump on board. Let's watch these guys. They're going to come crushing in. They've ridden all night to get here. Quickly, quickly, quickly. I guess we'll go on board with the Swan Knights maybe, because it looks like they're going to be the first ones in. For the king! For the king! Charging over. Come on, let me at least get a glimpse of someone good. Yeah, here we go. We're smashing into some Uruk scouts. These are going to be good infantry for him to kill. The pikemen probably need to be taken care of as well before they turn around, because they will be very, very deadly. The siege towers are still advancing, and there we go. The first siege tower has made itself onto the wall. The Uruks pour inside of the city. The cavalry is going to be able to cause havoc against the Uruk-hai. Because the thing is, the Uruk-hai don't actually have any cavalry of their own besides some Dunland horses. You know, the wargs aren't in the mod yet, so again, that's a really cool kill animation. I definitely am a fan of using this this animation, because it adds a lot. The cavalry, though, is just hammer and anviling. What really needs to happen is they need to try and get some missiles up here or anything, but they also need to be very careful not to leave themselves quite vulnerable. The artillery of the trebuchet is still shooting. And the great thing is about getting these siege towers onto the wall, it's going to push all the archers off. Yeah, as you can see, there's no archers left on the wall, and the Gondorians have fallen back literally to the city centre. So yeah, it's just going to be up to this cavalry, seeing what this cavalry can do as the Uruk-hai flood in. I mean, manpower-wise, we have 4,000 for the Uruk-hai and only 2,000 for the defenders. They obviously do have these, well, that's a pikeman. Put your pikes down. Oh, wow, that was actually really good then for the cavalry. They're going to be charging forward onto these archers. I imagine these archers are going to be trying to just kill as many of these horses as possible. I mean, they're extremely vulnerable. So this unit of Swan Knights, I imagine, will be turning around. Oh, wow, that made me jump a little bit as the artillery comes in. As I said, they'll probably be focusing down this big clump. The pikemen are still yet. There we go, no? Come on, boys, put your pikes down. The Swan Knights are coming in. Oh, this is going to be brutal. Oh, wow, that was crazy. The pikes are now down, though, so that's going to be great at repelling the horses, even though the Swan Knights are still looking to get some pretty nice kills in. This animation mod is actually really nice. I'm noticing a lot of stuff that I didn't necessarily realize was in. Also, what's a necessity right now for the Uruks is to get their archers on the wall. Having them archers on the wall is going to be so important. The Aphelion Rangers there, most of them being killed, though. The city centre, what do we have here? So we have Citadel Guard, probably one of the best spearmen units in the game. More Citadel Guard, very, very good indeed. Some Gondorian Sword Infantry and Fountain Guard covered by Citadel Guard. So, yeah, not a bad last stand. whatsoever. And there's also not a lot of archers left as well, so the attackers can be very, very aggressive here, completely surround the city. We'll also obviously keep an eye on this cavalry fight though, because they are fighting some half-orc axes, which is a pretty good fight for them, honestly. But I think numbers are going to come into play pretty big. And just the sheer amount of axemen going to probably win the day for Isengard, whereas Gondor are going to just run out of horses. But I mean, I felt like they'd probably dominate. Let's actually, I take that back. The horses as well got 200 kills on that unit. Let's see what all the horses have. So we've got another 68 kills on that horse unit, 55 on this one, and the Swan Knights over. Oh my god, they are slaughtering them archers right now. These archers do not stand a chance. I mean, they are, I guess, heavy Swan Knights and not to be messed with. Yeah, a couple of them being knocked off the horses. And they're trying to get out there once again. But overall, that's like, you know, almost 1,000 kills probably. Or like 700 kills. Probably a bit more when they finish up all these Uruks. So, not bad whatsoever. And the rest of the Uruks are simply just charging into the city. With more infantry being filtered up on here. I mean, they need to take out these towers quickly. They've already taken out one or two. They need to be careful, though, not to be take out all the towers. Because it will be hard for them to actually get down. I think we actually have, yeah, we have one passageway down here which can't be taken out. So, yeah, killing these towers is going to be pretty important. Especially taking this as well. Surprised no one is taking this yet, because that'll add so much to the assault. There are 3 units of cavalry left with another one over here. However, this unit of Swan Knights has kind of seen its day, seen better days as the pikemen just run through it. Oh, this is cool. By the looks of it, it seems like they are going to be trying to surround this unit of pikes, or are they charging them head on? You don't have Gandalf, Flame of Ulnor, to brighten them. Oh, wow. Yeah, the horses just stutter there as the pikemen charge forward. This is pretty goddamn brutal here for the Gondorians. Can't really do much. Now, what would have been great is if they engaged with one unit and then surrounded with the other. Seems like they're going to try and pull through as well. These pikemen are going to slaughter the horses. Wow. There are a few Gondorians making their way into the lines of the pikemen, but even still, I don't think it's going to be too great. Now what needs to happen is this unit of Gondorian cavalry needs to flutter around and rear charge these pikes. Yeah, crossbows are being brought into the city now as well. But it seems like the cavalry is just looking to assault other positions, trying to catch missiles and other units off guard. That looks really cool though as they go past the city. Really cool. Charging in against the Urukai. They're going to get a rear charge up from these pikemen, maybe? Or maybe even these archers. They're moving quite slow, so they're probably actually quite exhausted by this point. Yeah, I'm surprised we're not seeing them going against these pikemen. It's a beautiful rear charge. But the pikemen are just going to simply be looked away, and Gondorians are going to get killed as they go through the pikemen. That is pretty deadly for them. Over in the main assault, as we can see, we actually see the Uruk General being brought up. And yes, this is great by the attackers. They've got their bowmen up on the wall. They'll be able to range down and start hitting these defenders really nicely. Seems like at the moment they're trying to kill some artillery crew, but I'm sure that'll be corrected very quickly. And the crossbows are being slaughtered by the last couple shots. Yeah, they have literally the last couple shots from these two units. I think they have 1 or 2 volleys left. But they managed to kill the crossbowmen, so that was definitely worth it from a defender's point of view. There's also some more archers up here. If I was the archers, I would love to position them here and just focus down these Fountain Guard. Maybe do exactly the same with this unit as well. Let's try and shoot if they're in range, which I don't think they are. Just try and shoot these Fountain Guard. So here we go. The first assault on the last layer. The Urukai charging in. It's going to be a hard fighting on this side, just because you have that unit of halberds here. However, it seems like there's a bit of a gap right here by the defenders. So you could easily break your way forward. Also, you have a couple crossbows here again to shoot the Fountain Guard in the back. Again, there's also a little bit of a gap here. I'm not sure if this is just the way the custom map is set up or what. The cavalry is actually coming inside the city right now. Wow, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, balance of power-wise, there's still like, there was a 2,000 man difference, so this cavalry is definitely evened the odds a little bit, but the attackers definitely still have more men. Still well over 1,000 soldiers. Cavalry's getting a bit stuck up here by the Uruk scouts. Hard fighting by them. They should be able to kill quite a few of these horses as they pull through. And there's not really that many horses left remaining. The towers have also been taken down, which is perfect. The archers are still shooting. I think the archers are still shooting this, which would be catastrophic if they were. The crossbows are being turned around as well, used to try and kill what's left of this cavalry, which I definitely do agree with. Killing the cavalry is quite important. You don't want these horses just charging into your back, and the crossbows will do a perfect job of that when they finally fire. I think maybe they're being a bit stuck right now because of this unit's in the way. They should be able to shoot overhead though, and hopefully they will volley very soon. Yeah, it seems like this unit's kind of blocking them a little bit, but it's fine. You've got lots of infantry set up here now. Yeah, this other unit of Uruks are moving in to stop anything from coming in. Cavalry charge is going to be very effective though. These guys moved at like the worst possible time. It's going to do lots of damage to their front line. The rest of the cavalry over on this side though have been killed, and the towers are being taken down as well, which I think is a very, very smart move. We also have another siege tower out here of Urukai scouts. Not really the most important unit, but a unit nonetheless. The cavalry has been completely taken care of now. There's a handful of infantry still stuck outside the city that could be definitely brought in to reinforce. But now is the time for the attackers to put the pressure on. They have the numbers. You can see the towers going down. The cavalry is basically completely killed now. You know, and they still have some missiles left. So I'd use these missiles to kill the Fountain Guard back there. Maybe soften up some other stuff. And just trying to look to exploit these gaps. You know, there's a big gap right here and kind of round the sides here. Just try and envelop and use the numbers. It seems like the archers over here as well are being used as like a ferocious reinforcement. To kind of basically aid to this dense line as the berserkers berserkingly charge forward and try and kill away some of these Citadel Guard. It's going to be hard for them as well. You know, killing anything from like Citadel Guard from the front is hard enough. When they're supported by halberds as well, it's going to be very, very difficult. Where's that route coming on? Probably the horses, right? Yeah. Oh, there's the last couple volleys going off as well. Yeah, there you go. All of the archers, no more left of them whatsoever. Crossbows are being brought up. There's hardly any of them left, but they still have some left in this unit as well. Which, as I said, I really hope they focus something in the back. Like, killing this in the back is big. There's just so much they can do to shoot these guys in the rear, which would be so effective. So I'm hoping we'll see that as the fighting intensifies on this front line. And I mean, the attackers just have to use their numbers right now. God, that guy is going out of Pullo back in formation. Oh my god! Pullo back in formation. That's why you don't go out of your formation. You see that? He just literally got a Haldir in the back. Like in Helm's Deep where Haldir gets sliced in half. That's literally what just happened to him. Absolutely brutal. Really, really was. Yeah, the animations in this battle have been great. Definitely hope they use them again in future battles for Attila. I guess maybe they can't use them all the time just because of performance. Makes sense. But what are these crossbows shooting at? That's what I'm kind of curious of. Oh, please say they're not shooting this. Oh my god, that's still being shot at. Look at all these wasted arrows right now. Oh, that makes me so upset to see. I mean, it's great for the defenders, right? They must just be on fire at will and they're just all focused. Yeah, they're all shooting back. The crossbows, however, are shooting up here, but you know, it's like 79 archers that could have done a lot of damage. Over here as well, I assume these archers are focusing down this. Yeah, they must just be on fire at will and haven't been looked at. That's really, really important as well. At least these crossbows were shooting the halberds in the back. Again, we want to try and breach this point as much as possible. And killing the halberds is great because not only are you hitting the halberds, you're also hitting the Citadel Guard, which is such a healthy, strong unit. Because realistically, once you break through this assault, there's nothing really to stop you. You know, they only have the archers, and that's literally about it. So once you kind of make a breach point in any one of these sections, then you can really go in. Oh, the archers changed fire now as well. No, they haven't. Oh, that's so upsetting to see. But, you know, stuff like that happens in battles. You definitely do neglect it, especially when you're playing with 40v40. I mean, if you guys have watched any of the head-to-head streams that me and Republic have played on Divided Impera, you know, when you're controlling 40v40 battles, you definitely do lose track of archers and infantry here and there. The White Hand Storm is being pushed in with the help of the Berserkers. Some really strong infantry being committed. And this is obviously kind of the point they want to break through. There's also some pikemen over here as well. Surprised these pikemen haven't been thrown in against the Citadel Guard and the Fountain Guard. I always found like the Fountain Guard were pretty underwhelming. Also, it seems like a nice little assault out here. Yeah, it seems like the Gondorians are looking to break out from this box and maybe try and get some infantry to escape or something. Not a bad idea as the archers go flying into the sword infantry and actually have a pretty nice impactful charge. That was not bad at all by the archers. Especially with some sword infantry over here as well. It seems like they managed to get some Aphelion Rangers into the side. However, that's going to leave them extremely vulnerable. And as you can see, more Uruk-hai scouts are being brought over to reinforce this on both sides. The Fountain Guard, the Citadel Guard even, are being sent in. And the Fountain Guard are going to look to have their little pike off. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just the length of the pikes, but I always feel like the Fountain Guard just don't perform very well. No, considering they are like the strongest, like the most... Maybe it's just kind of like the Praetorians. Like the Praetorian Guards weren't, you know, after they'd done their action and got into a Praetorian Guard role, you know, they wouldn't be fighting constantly. So maybe that's kind of like, you know, they're more of a ceremonial position at that point. But I say that, they also seem like they're doing a pretty good job right now. A lot of pikes being thrust into the Uruk-hai, and I haven't seen too many Gondorians go down, so yeah, maybe I'll eat my words. Seems like the Fountain Guard are holding their own. Oh, lots of Uruks being pushed forward here now as well. Yeah, the advancement of the White Hand Stormers has definitely been very, very costly for the Gondorians. Their unit is so strong. Really, really is. Where's the general unit as well? He got committed somewhere over here. Yeah, the general unit has been brought over in this breach point as they tried to break out. Maybe they're going to try and just save the general. The Fountain Guard were victorious, faces a lot of the Uruk-hai. Maybe it's because the Uruk-hai just didn't have many numbers. And I think this is what we're seeing right here is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to commit this unit of spearmen out here for him, probably bring this Fountain Guard elsewhere, maybe. There's also a perfect opportunity as well for the Uruk-hai to kind of sneak around here. Maybe they don't want to then be enveloped. Maybe they're just seeing if they can kind of sneak forward with a spear unit. Not a bad idea. Oh no, the halberds are dead. Only the Citadel Guard and some archers are left remaining on that side. Yeah, I feel like this is the beginning of the end now for the Gondorians. But they must still hold for 8 more minutes, so we've still got some, you know, interesting battles. And who knows, maybe the Gondorians can hold. I was told that this battle had some crazy twists and turns, and we've seen a few already. But maybe there are a few more still to come. That's never a good thing to hear. Seems like this side has been kind of neglected right now. And this infantry is probably just here to keep the Fountain Guard there. More infantry being brought around. Seems like the attackers are doing some really good maneuvering, or the defenders even are doing some really good maneuvering, trying to make the best use of all of their infantry. However, I just don't know if they have enough left. But you actually still have one of the towers left remaining, so that's maybe why they assaulted to try and breach these guys. But as you can see, their archers are getting extremely low. I wonder if these swordsmen are going to keep this unit at bay so the pikemen can go over here. Does leave them extremely vulnerable. I think that's why we're seeing the White Hand Stormers being moved now to come round and fill into that gap. You have a Fountain Guard are having to be committed over here because it's not looking great. Look at that as well. Look how awesome the shields look on the White Hand Stormers. Always very cool. A thin line of pikemen being brought up as well. Or maybe the White Hand Stormers are just going to get thrown in here. Wouldn't not be a bad idea. Just to simply throw them into this fight. But there is a big gap in the line. Yeah, these swords are going to go and engage this unit of Uruk-hai. Wouldn't be awful just to surround them. Or are they just going to ignore them? I mean, either way, they've lost this side right now. So the Uruk-hai can just charge and end this battle very, very quickly. Yeah, we're just looking to ignore this and maybe go after the general unit. I wonder why this unit isn't moving. Because it's not like the battle's desynced, because they're definitely formed up, right? Oh, God, Uruk just slaughtered this Gondorian. Wow. Brutal stuff. There he is. Because they're like going into marching column to get around here and surround these guys. The archers are focusing something else yet. I'm not sure. They shot down here somewhere. The Uruk-hai can simply end this now. Just need to pour in from this position. I guess they're just playing with their food too much right now. They need to move in and end this one once and for all. They could easily just move in here. Don't really know what this Uruk-hai unit is doing as well. Maybe, like as I said, it hasn't desynced because they moved out of the way of it. Both generals are going to face off for this final stand. They could easily just be recharged. I honestly am a little bit surprised that this battle isn't. There we go. Infantry pushing in now. As I said, I wonder what these guys are up to. They're just simply just standing there. As I said, I hope this hasn't desynced because it's been a great battle and I haven't seen any other telling signs of battle desyncing. Like, there are a couple units out here, but they're probably just being forgot about more than anything else. And even if this battle has desynced, it's not like it's been a bad battle because of it. Sometimes desyncs completely ruin the replay, but I mean, I feel like it's just been completely fine. Like, them units have just been forgotten about more than anything else. It's a little bit scary that this unit out here isn't doing anything, but as I said, I'm sure it's fine. And either way, we've still had an epic battle. I just wish they would fix the replays for mods on Attila Total War. Because this, like, if it has desynced, it's mainly just because it's a custom map, and custom maps aren't very stable. The White Hand Stormers are definitely not going to be beaten from the front, that is for sure. Even up against Citadel Guard and Infantry, they're still going to hold their own very, very effectively. Oh wow, you've even got some artillery still shooting there. Or was that the tower? Maybe it was the tower. But yeah, I mean, like, maybe this infantry could just move in now and finish these guys off. I'm kind of curious why they're not moving in. Also, if we take a look at it, the Phantom Guard are definitely very, very strong now. They must have been buffed in one of the more recent patches. They seem like they're doing a very, very strong job. Being supported, obviously, by the Citadel Guard, which I imagine makes a big difference. But even still, like, how many kills are they on, actually? Yeah, almost 300 kills. That is very, very impressive. Oh, okay. For a second, I thought that was the Uruk-hai General, because I've been kind of casting it from the point of view of Uruks. But no, the Gondorian General being slain on the battlefield. That's going to be bad for the morale of a lot of his archers. But I mean, it seems like the battle is very much over at this point. Increase the size of the map just a little bit as well. And the archers are now finally shooting something other than the tower. Yes. Yes. It's going to come in clutch now to have these archers being remaneuvered. Yeah, they finally got realised where they were. We're now being advanced up here and focusing down this big clump. Not a bad idea whatsoever. Anyway, that's just going to basically be able to clear this up. And as you can see, the morale is just dropping. I think this battle is very much over. And we'll just triple speed it. I mean, to be fair, the Uruk-hai could have finished this battle any time they wanted to by throwing in their infantry they have scattered around. There we have it. The battle is over. A valiant defeat indeed. A valiant defense. I will give the defender that. That was very impressive. And yeah, look, no desync whatsoever. Just seems like they were just having fun towards the end, which I definitely cannot fault whatsoever. Nothing new. Not every battle is a competitive engagement. And there we go. This was played by Lolwat. He was the map maker, so massive shout out to him. You know, people who create these cool maps which are different and interesting, and you know, just like a really decent map. You know, it's just awesome to see them. So make sure that you keep them coming if you are watching this video, lol, because yeah, they make some really cool replays, and I love to cast them on battles like this. It just makes it so much more interesting than just a normal battle. And also, these battle maps can also be used for like 12-12 and stuff. So if anyone in my community wants to create some battles on these new custom maps as well, then that'd be awesome. Even if it is Gondorian architecture, I mean, it's just a cool map. So yeah, maybe we'll end up getting like a Byzantian fight on that battle map or something. Let me know if you guys want to see that down below in the comments. But take a look at the kills. You can see the Aphelion Rangers really being the MVPs along with this unit of Gondorian archers with 380 kills. Wherever Fountain Guard, I want to see how many they got. So they apparently only got 99 kills. Maybe I must have hovered over something else, but that's still a lot of kills. I mean, it's not bad considering they didn't really lose too many men. They just ended up routing. Then over on the Isengard side, their missile force did an amazing job, along with the Berserkers and some of the White Hand Stormers. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next one.